Hello folks, and we're back. Today I will be talking about Tier 9 Waffle and AMX 5120. These two vehicles are drastically different, obviously, in their roles that they play. But the thing is, I'm beginning to really think that we can play a Tier 9 Waffle in a Tier 10 competitive lineup. Because in my mind, it gives us a better advantage than a Grille, let's just say. And we'll compare that with AMX 5120 and see why some tier 9s are definitely worse than their tier 10 counterparts. But in Waffle's case, I believe it's different. So let's look at a replay of 5120 first. Alright, this replay is sent in by Ultimate Ghost from Def 7. Here, to just begin straight up, this tank I wanted to do a video about, but never really wanted to play it because it's such a hard play style. Now, thanks for sending me replays of this because when I grounded out this tank, I was playing it with, of course, the stock gun, and then Ghost also played with the stock gun, and had a few good battles that he shared. But I feel like with the 23-second reload on its top gun, and that being its main weapon, let's give it a go with a fair look of how this tank can do well, because it is the same gun as AMX 50B, but the only difference is just a little bit worse in its ways, as in aim time. It's a little bit worse in its dispersion, and the reload is longer. My AMX 50B's reload is about 18 seconds, and 5120's reload is 23.5, which is a lot. I mean, for tank, it is a tier 9, of course, but I usually play mine on the flanks with mediums. But when your team is taking the flank, pretty much controlling it, it's pretty good. But Ghost has decided to come up in the heavies alley and now putting in good shots, switching to APCR when he needs to, because in autoloader you really can't afford to bounce your shots, because that's the only thing going for you, is that your clip potential. Now clearly we can say 5120 is not better than 50B, right? That is pretty clear. But I don't think I can clearly say that in all situations a Grille is better than a Waffle. In my mind, tanks like 5120, their role can be played by a 50B with a little bit of hull armor and faster reload time, with more gun depression. They're more flexible, right? But in Grille's case, you get an opposite thing going on. You get more gun constraints, you don't have a turret, and I believe you also lose camo. You definitely lose camo. So with that being said, let's just see the end of this replay, and he's gonna miss that one. But despite front lining in a 5120, Ghost has been pretty good, very consistent in his ways of conserving HP. Oof, that really puts him down in one-shot category from both of them. But since he was with his team, they were taking few hits up front, and while that was going on, he was able to really clip in his damage. Already sitting at 3.8k damage from all that, and he's gonna rack up some more over on the 183. and he's gonna sneak this shot in, but unfortunately 183 is gonna sneak a shot into him as well. But overall, 5k damage done, pretty respectable at tier 9 in a dominant tier 10 battle. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say this. Yeah, we're doing this comparison not as if those tier 9s are top tier. We'll just do it, those tier 9s, how they play out in a tier 10 battle. And, goes to show he's a good player. He managed to do 5k in a tier 10 lineups, especially in the town side, which is pretty interesting. But now let's look at replay of the waffle. Now, of course, there's a difference in the lineup of these, but because there's no tier 10 in them, that doesn't really prove my point. But let's see how flexible it is compared to a Grille. I mean, waffle can't really face hordes of tier 10s, as neither can Grille. That's what making me think that like these are all indirect damage dealers. It doesn't matter if they're facing a tier 10 or a tier 9. Like in case of 5120, how he got his damage done was all up front, and his gun was more than capable enough. With some use of APCR, he's just able to put out good damage. Now, this waffle replay I haven't seen before, so let's see how Spartan Leopard drives his waffle. Definitely out of the play, out of the normal play, I would say. On the flanks at minute 5, and now finding out he doesn't have a gun elevation off the back. Let's see, taking out on, okay. See, like those kind of shots you probably won't get in a tier 10 battle. That's where it really comes down to your gun accuracy and the aim time and stuff. Like clearly 5120 has a worse aim time and gun accuracy than 50B, right? But when it comes to Grille and waffle, I don't know, it's hard for me to really say waffle has a bad gun, because it really doesn't. I mean, it's one of those tanks that everybody gets a lot of replays of, because high damage in waffle is pretty normal. And there he should touch him up. Now, indirect damage dealing is done at the cost of your teammates' health. So if in competitive game you're running a waffle, we are losing HP off of the front line, because there is no heavy, or there's one less guy up front. But also it only makes sense if your waffle is flexible enough and more adaptive, rather than such a constrained gun of a Grille. Plus, having more camo does lead to better results naturally, because now he can get all of his shots done by staying unspotted. Okay, he doesn't take that shot, but let's see, is he gonna take? Oof. Alright, well, this game is pretty much won, because they have 2 caps going on, and sure, they have a Foch and a K91 left, but you can see like it's not really a Grille. I don't think Grille would be able to do this. I mean, before the nerf, sure, Grille would be able to flank and stuff, but waffle is far more flexible vehicle than a Grille. Back in days of SkillX, we also talked about or debated a lot about having E4 be replaced by T30. For those type of roles, um, he does pretty good damage with the 5.3. For those type of roles, I mean, it's kind of different to compare, a heavy-ish TD versus like a flexible gun with 10 degrees of gun depression, and probably doesn't have a better camo. But regardless, let's see if we can find like a waffle's effectiveness at tier 10 level. If you guys have a replay where you find more tier 10s in your tier 9s, send it in, and then we'll just talk about it. This has been Tanker, and thank you guys for sharing replays with me.